might be. I did the ritual wrong.
Well, it's almost Halloween, so I think
Happy Halloween!
you're excused.
We are
Halloween.
excused. Oh my gosh. I see parts of Evan. Hi, everybody. Can you hear
This
us?
gets
Can
so
you
messed
feel
up.
us? Can you feel us? Yeah,
That's
there's
why.
two things in 2020. Number one, T-shirt with "Is my mic on?" Right. You're on mute. Is another one. You're muted.
And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody see it?
Mm-hmm.
There's the third.
That's your third right there.
Well, that's the third phrase that everybody's saying. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody
Yeah.
see it?
No, I like it. I like it.
Oh yeah.
In doing so, so we're sharing Evan's screen.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you got some
Ooh.
pumpkins.
I know. I have a spooky path that I got from. So I thought I'd be sitting on a spooky path since it's spooky, and then there's a spooky guy behind me.
Spooky
Ooh.
Gonzalez. Yeah,
So
ooh,
exciting.
spooky pads. Happy Halloween, everybody. Wait, it's not Halloween yet.
It's not
but
Halloween yet.
It's all right.
Today is my dad's birthday, so happy birthday to you, David, way down in
Wow.
Alabama.
You, David.
Yeah.
Oh.
You, David. Oh, I should have had my Ooh David mug today.
I'm assuming your dad hasn't seen that show.
He may have actually, because my mom said she started watching it, and usually my parents just do everything together because
Okay.
they have no life.
Ouch.
Damn.
They're watching this.
It's actually entirely likely that my mother could be watching this.
Yeah.
Well, you'll know when she texts you in a second.
You, David. You, David. Hello,
You,
Kenny
David.
M. Davis. Hello, Facebook
You,
user.
Who, Davis?
Thanks for joining us, you guys. I'm in my bedroom today because that internet died in my office.
Everybody knows the best internet is in the bedroom.
Best internet in the bedroom. All right, somebody else tell a story real quick. We're here on it's October 23, 1 week before the end of the month, which is unbelievable. And we're here today to as per usual, talk about tech things.
Yap our mouths.
Yap our mouths for a short amount of time. Just enough time to the point where you're like, will they please be quiet? It's that.
Shut up.
But look who we have back. We have our dear friend Allison.
That's not Alpha. There you go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yay.
I miss you guys so much. I think that's the
Oh, whoops.
that's like the mark of a good vacation, right? When you're ready to come home, you're missing your peeps, you're feeling a little left out for all the fun they're having without you.
Yeah.
But I did. I was happy to get away, but was also happy to come home.
We're happy to have you home. Home is where the heart is.
Home is where
Do
the
you have
heart
any
is.
stories? Do you have any stories for our friends Amy Cox, Melanie McDermott, the Facebook users, Kenny
saw
Davis? Do you have any stories?
Megan's
for them?
on. She gave me props for this mug because she has this mug's twin.
Right,
Megan
you
is
go.
who I was with. I was in Maine. I don't have a lot of stories because we didn't actually do anything, which was marvelous. I realized the first time as a freelancer that I've taken a vacation and not worked during said vacation, so that was nice. In Maine, in the fall, everything closes by like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So I saw last week you guys were talking about Drizzt, our nerd D&D stories. I did a lot of reading of that and other things.
Do you want to tell these fine people, explain to them what a drist is?
What's a
No.
I mean, you tried last week. It's a elf that basically lives underground. I guess the quickest way. It sounds like a great book. This is like one of those describe something badly exercises.
This is not your elf on the shelf. This is not, Will.
Will I Am?
Definitely not Will I Am. No, who am I thinking of? Will from Saturday Night Live.
Like
Will
the
Ferrell.
movie. I like Smiling. Smiling's my favorite.
Yeah,
Santa! Hey, I know him! Okay, I consider
not that
Will
kind of
Ferrell
elf.
movies. Not that
Will
kind of
Ferrell.
elf.
Yeah, not
So
that kind
I'm
of elf.
I'm only in book one. Well, I just finished book one of
Oh,
like,
like 30.
yeah, like it's obscene how many books there are.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I started because Matt called my attention to the fact that they were doing like a pay what you want for a big hunk of the books. So I
Wow.
got like 16 books, I think, for $15.
Dang.
Bargain. Felt real
D&D,
good.
man, they're just making money. They're just giving stuff away now. They're like, come on, get you mainlined on that.
Yeah.
We'll sucker you in with some books about underground elves, and then we'll get you on the real stuff.
Yeah.
Who is
Do-
yeah, go ahead.
Satan. I mean, worshiping Satan.
Yes. Goes without saying.
I hate that I can't see names. Thank you,
I
Facebook
know.
user, for D&D Nerd Friends epicliciousness.
Yes,
Yeah.
You are.
one Facebook user was hoping for a Matt Bivens birthday cameo, but alas.
I'm guessing that's Noi, because Noi's
I would-
birthday was yesterday, and she was the
Sorry,
one about the
Noi.
cameo.
No, I never heard back from Cameo, unless it went to my spam folder. But I doubt it. I just think I'm just not Cameo material.
Hey, it's okay.
But anyway,
That's a good thing.
You're cameo material to us.
thanks guys.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
But Noi, you know that. Well, here it is, right here. Noi, happy birthday from your friend Matt Bivens. I could tell you a little story. It's a story about WordPress. Okay. What if I called you up on your birthday?
Ever.
What if I called you up on your birthday, Noi, and talked to you about WordPress? And the difficulties of WordPress and other CMSs, and how WordPress is not inherently accessible. How would you like that?
Noi would actually love that, because Noi does love to talk accessibility.
Good.
Um,
Good.
Amy Cox, cameo sucks ass. That's aggressive and also true.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Spidey.
I know. Yeah, it's been yeah, no word from Cameo, no word from anything else that would catapult us into to fame. This week. Right? But we do have bobblehead
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yes. Ooh.
He's just a curious little fella. We have something more seasonally appropriate.
Ah, there you go. There it is.
You never watched
that's the
this, did
Wendigo,
you?
right? No,
No.
it's the Wendigo, though, right?
No,
It's not the Wendigo.
Wendigo
I
is
don't
the
know.
correct pronunciation.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's probably based off of that myth, but no, this is from the series. See if anyone in the chat knows. Anybody? Anybody recognize this character? It's from a TV series, Hannibal.
Oh, like I just said, Hannibal?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
That's okay.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Oh,
I didn't make it on Cameo. I didn't make it into the
Oh,
conversation.
the Hannibal. Now, you and Lindsay never watched Hannibal. Is that right?
Never watched Hannibal. Never watched Hannibal.
God, something I'll
I
never
love the
understand.
director.
I've recommended it so many times, and you
know.
guys don't believe me. It is more a horror story than anything else.
Okay.
It is
Don't-
beautiful.
don't
And
sign
It's
me
funny
up for
that you didn't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't. I noticed you didn't include AK in that. In that.
I know. I know not to waste my breath.
So, just for the record, while I was on vacation, I asked the brothers Bivens about some horror that I could watch, and Evan very passionately talked me out of it. Like I was trying to be
You're not ready for
open-minded
that
and get into the spirit of things, and I want the record to show that
Yeah,
Evan
but you went to
having it.
There's a lot that I would recommend, but you went to. Now, first of all, explain to people your relationship with horror.
I think the movie Scary Movie is actually scary. I am a big old pansy pants, but I mean, I feel like this past year, ever since you guys got me watching Buffy, and for the record, like the Buffy episodes that you all
scary.
thought, also not scary, but there were a couple episodes like Hush and the creepy one in the hospital
Yeah,
that
Hush
all of you guys.
is pretty creepy.
Yeah, and I made it. I did fine. And so I'm all about, trying new things and pushing boundaries. This is the year I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. And really where this got going is because Matt's about to take us on a creepy Dungeons and Dragons journey.
Yes.
So that's what's going on there. Why am I hearing myself?
Sorry. It
terrible.
won't stop now.
I hate that
I was
sound.
trying to find out who all these Facebook users are, and now it won't be quiet because it's a nightmare.
Mother.
Anywho, so
Anywho,
I am
yes.
very
Oh,
I'm
really
very
won't stop.
horror averse. But I'm dipping my toes in things. I think that we found that I am great with zombies and I'm good with vampires. I
Okay.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to do slasher stuff. Anything that could still hearing me and still hate it.
Sorry,
Anything that
sorry.
could be that could happen. I think that's why like Scream scared me.
Uh-huh.
Sure. So psycho killers are out.
Yeah.
Now, what about so you came to me to ask if you would enjoy Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House,
Yeah.
and to which my reply was, "Hell's no."
Hills now.
Because here's the thing, I like horror, probably not as much as Lindsay does, but I like horror. You people out there, you may or may not believe in ghosts. You may or may not have had an experience you can explain or not, but it is a phenomenon, unlike werewolves and vampires and zombies, which we don't think are real, pretty sure. Ghosts is a different story, and especially the way that they do it in Hill House. I mean, that's one of the scariest damn things I've seen in years.
Well,
It'll give you nightmares.
I'm no longer willing to watch it. So last week I was in a house with other people, and that's why I was willing to like try. Because then if I got scared, like at least I'm
It
surrounded.
wouldn't
by
matter.
other
It
humans.
wouldn't matter how many people you had with you. Because here's why Hill House is so good. It's not a startler, right? It's not a
Right.
slasher, where it's just gross or they're just kind of a jump scare.
Right.
It's so much worse. So much worse. You're watching a scene and it's just like a great character building scene between two living normal human beings just living their life, and all of a sudden you realize that you feel deeply unsettled, right? You're like, something is wrong here. What is going on? And then it hits you. In the background, there are people, ghosts, things that you don't immediately see. And the thing is, it's going on all the time. They're constantly like just sneaking these horrific, like someone who's just in the shadow or behind a door or behind a ladder or somewhere, and it's the worst.
Well,
It's amazing though. It's beautiful.
offer-
It's so hard to be genuinely like, scary in a new way, I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Offer is off the table because now I'm back at home by myself.
Hold
And there's
on.
no
With
way in
ghosts.
hell.
And your place is actually haunted.
And my place is actually haunted. There's no way I'm watching this shit alone. It's not happening. So
I don't recommend
but
it.
then, so the funny part is I then reached out to the horror queen, the scream queen herself, Lindsay Jean Drexler, after Evan knowing me, and Lindsay's like, "It's not bad. Watch it, do it, live your best life."
By her standards.
I know. So
And here's
she
the
then.
thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, well, I was just gonna. She then tried to like play like matchmaker / therapist with me about it. So she was kind of like going back to childhood, like what happened that like set you off on this inability to cope with horror as a genre, and asking a bunch of like very deep questions to try and help me find my way.
Do you have a revelation?
Well, she gave me some recommendations, but again, now I'm alone again, so
Yeah.
it's just not gonna happen. But I am going to put on a brave face and go forward with our D&D adventures as long as the two of you promise to knock it off with the Allison, what's behind you noise that you two do love
I
to do
think
so
what
much.
you should watch is just any kind of home invasion horror. Starting with a movie called Hush.
Hush. is good.
It's just very good.
The
actually,
the
but,
entirety of the
I will admit to something. When I was, Elise and I, to escape pandemic fever, we went up to the mountains a number of months ago now, a couple months ago, just for a long weekend or something. And I'm not used to being in an isolated area like that, right? And at night, I got very freaked out. My mind was very convinced that we were going to, that redneck zombie home invaders were going to break into our house. And because it was a big place, like that would have been very happy with multiple couples, right? Like, or just like a big old family, had a basement, lots of windows. I was like, oh man, this, like, if someone comes through the door, I started making a plan of what was I going to do when the home invaders tried to come and do home invading, get home invading.
Not to steal from that story from Evan, because I know exactly how you feel, but before this chat pops off of my window, since I won't be able to see it in a minute, Dave Thomas says, "Oh my God, I had no idea you guys were into D&D."
Is this Dave Thomas, like, from Wendy's?
Like, is that a joke? I'm very confused. I feel like our entire brand is around talking about D&D.
Yeah,
is
Dave,
that
we
a facetious comment, or
he's
are
being
you
facetious.
serious?
I'm sure he's
I
being
hope so.
facetious. I'm sure he is.
I'm worried
That's okay.
if not.
We deserve
Send
it.
us some Wendy's. Send us some Wendy's.
Yeah, I would like a Frosty.
Tell Wendy's that they need to get on the Impossible Burger routine.
Because then you would go.
Yeah. I still haven't tried the BK Impossible Burger.
Either.
Yeah, it's not bad. It tastes.
I mean, you can
kind
get
of like
it
a
from
BK
other
burger.
places. So why would you go there?
It's better. It's better other places. They somehow Burger King size it, and I'm not knocking Burger King. There's a time and a place for a Burger King.
Sure.
Whopper,
Oh yeah. On a road trip, being chased by home invaders.
Tastes like something.
By the way, I need to jump in on something y'all talked about, I think 2 weeks ago when you were having the Beyond Burger off. I've decided don't like them as burgers, love them as components and thing. Make the best tacos.
Sure.
Shepherd's pie, etc. But don't just love to make a burger out of it needed. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You got taste. All right, so I'm sure, Lindsay, let's go back to horror for a second since it's almost Halloween.
I'm sorry.
Let's just recap the ones that you have seen, what Lindsay recommended. Now, you have seen Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Okay. And you like Shaun of the Dead.
Like is maybe overly ambitious.
You didn't like Shaun of the Dead?
I mean, it was a little gruesome for me at the time. I mean, this was like years ago when it came out, and I hadn't.
Okay. So you weren't as desensitized. You should watch it again because it's very funny. It is actually a legitimately good zombie movie, and it is quite gory, but it is so amazing. They're doing a Ghost Hunters. Their next movie, him and Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, they're doing like a Ghost Hunters parody, which I'm very excited for. What else? You've seen Cabin in the Woods?
Hell no.
Oh, no. It is not scary. You've got to watch it. It's very funny. It's Joss Whedon, written by Joss Whedon, and then produced by Drew and directed by Drew Goddard, who has made many amazing things. Chris Hemsworth is in it. Who else is in it?
Say no more. We're done. That's all you have to say.
We had her at Chris.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my Chris of choice. Like when we have like the Chris Pine,
the
Chris
three
Hemsworth.
Chris's.
Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth all day, every day, till the day I die. So that's all you have to say.
We just watched it again because this year we're like, well, at least it's not super big on horror anyway. But I've gotten like further and further from like the really like kind of like it's so horrific, it's depressing horror. So we've been watching the Scream series, but I said she thought she had seen it, and then we realized she hadn't. So I got to watch that again. Okay. Oh my god, it's. Have you seen it in a while, brother?
Yeah, it holds up. I think I end up kind of seeing it almost once a year, almost.
It's okay. And so here's one more that Lindsay recommended to me years ago, and I'd been avoiding it because it looked really dumb, but it's not. It's brilliant. It's called Trick or Treat.
Okay. I want to see what she what she recommended to me, and then we'll get like
classic.
y'all's stamp of approval.
All right.
How's that sound?
Research that.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying, in the meantime, we're saying hi to Laura.
What's up?
And hi again, Dave, man. You're watching from Secret at Work. We condone that. Secret watching.
Get your VPN.
Get your VPN. Your boss will never know. It's great.
Grab a impossible tot.
Hi, Brooke.
Facebook user 001110000001111.
boycottwendy's.org.
Boycott Wendy's. Boy George Wendy's.
Yes.
I love all these D&D comments surfacing.
I know.
This is so great.
I know. Is this?
Oh yeah,
Corliss?
LCH.
So, I mean, we're going to talk about this. I mean, we haven't talked any tech. Usually everybody that's joining us, we talk about technology. We talk about questions that you might have about routing, design, marketing, social media, CMSs. That's my world this week. But we talk about those things. But it's number one, it's getting to be Halloween. Number two, the two other special people on this live thing for my birthday many months ago gave me a really fun gift of a Dungeons and Dragons one-shot that we're playing tonight after all this time. I'm really psyched, and it's a horror.
With who is hosting the one-shot, brother?
TabletopGames.com.
Tabletop Games. Go to Tabletop Games. Tabletail Games.
Tabletail.
I'm sorry.
Our non-sponsor sponsors, right?
Sorry.
Tabletail.
Yeah.
TabletailGames.com. We can write that down.
TALE.
Never count on me to say the word.
Matt, you've not played at all with Tabletail, right?
No.
This is your first time. And then Evan and I, we did a one-shot a few months ago because the rest of our party couldn't meet, but we were jonesing for some D&D. Have you done more than that one, Evan?
No.
Okay.
And folks out there, here's what Tabletail Games is. TabletailGames.com is a group of Dungeons and Dragons enthusiasts, dungeon masters, game masters, and if you are looking for a game and you don't have a DM or you don't have friends like us, then you can just go to their site, find a game you can drop in, or you can check it out. You can do all kinds of stuff, but basically you can drop into a pro level dungeon master experience. It's for $20, and it is super duper fun, great, really welcoming, inclusive environment. So you don't have to feel weird if you're, even if you are weird, but like us. So, anyways, it's great. So yeah, and they will do private stuff, which is what we're doing tonight with Matt. That's a private adventure just for us.
I'm super
Fun.
excited. I can't even believe it.
I know. I mean,
Lindsay's
how cool would it have
a little
been,
less excited.
Matt, if you and I had had this as children?
Yeah.
We literally, because Matt and I only played D&D together, because we actually didn't have friends.
Right.
We would have totally done this, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know what their age limits were, but we were only 10. But
Yeah.
but I totally would do it. It's extremely special. It's very inspiring. I can't wait to experience this. We the three of us talk about how to turn Dungeons and Dragons slightly into making a little cash, because we just would rather spend more time on it than some of the work that we do. So I just am so inspired by just the concept of people being professional.
These guys are actors who clearly, I mean, I'm sure I'd love to talk to them at some point, but like everybody else, they've been impacted by the Coco, and they were already doing this before the pandemic, but I'm sure they've leaned into it, and they are just always booked. It's amazing. So hopefully that's really helping to sustain them. I don't know if they had other jobs in addition to that, but geez Louise, how cool. Yeah. How cool a job is that? And yes, I have played with the guy who's DMing tonight, and he's very good.
Amazing.
It's real fun.
So that's fun. Friday night is Lindsay Collins Holiday's D&D night, and
Lindsay, what character do you play? Do you guys know that Lindsay is an amazing cosplayer?
Yes.
If you ever checked out her Twitter, you can see her incredible costumes. So, yeah. Lindsay? What's your character / characters? What are you into?
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat.
Drop a comment below.
Drop a comment below.
Now
Slide
we're
it to the chat.
now we're influencers. Subscribe
So
below.
here's the thing. Yeah, all you have to do is say comment below. Which reminds me of another horror movie that I think that you guys should see. I'll get to it in a second. I wanted to say real quick, I love what's happening today, especially, I don't know why, maybe it's because we're playing tonight, but I would really love to play some of these games with these people that are in the comments right now. Sarah says she's playing Kingdoms and Castles via stream.
Whatever Sarah
games.
says, my answer is yes. I'm on board with anything she wants to throw out.
Angelique, I think showed some excitement about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know whether Dave was being facetious or not.
He wasn't. Leslie, his wife, I'm guessing, commented and said normally he's at work, so this is maybe his first time tuning in. So that was true joy,
I see
and so
now.
welcome, Dave. We're excited.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. We should. I don't know, man. I want to become. I want to really become a great dungeon master. I haven't played that much, but I really love the concept of getting to be a great game master. So I think this could be really fun. Our friend Amy Cox, for those of you who don't care, like our friend Amy Cox, she admitted that she did try to create a character, spent about 3 minutes on it, and was like, not going to do it, which is totally fine.
Okay. It's okay. However, I think, first of all, brother, you look frozen. We can still hear you, but I can't see you anymore. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, really?
Great facial expression you're frozen on, too.
Oh, no. Okay.
That's always the way.
What if I do that?
Hi. Yeah, go AK, go. Go AK,
Bring
go
out
AK.
the old razzle. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to turn this into musical theater hour as much as I want to, and I'm sure all of you would love so much.
I'm sorry, you were speaking, brother. Right.
Yeah, make it Evan, not me. Thanks.
Hi. Yeah, I was just saying, if any of you out there really want to play D&D, let's chat, because maybe Matt would be willing to host a one-off, or maybe a battle royale where we just jump in and whoop ass, or maybe, and this is, or if you're, if you want to go the tabletales.com route, they also have a lot of classes you can drop into for beginners if you want to learn how to play, which is also really cool. But we would also, we might have fun doing the same thing. So anyway, let us know. We like to play D&D. Do you like imagination? Yes, then you like D&D, whether you know it or not. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Anyways. Yeah, and then we're just going to start talking about D&D technology every week, and the best ways to, the best VTTs, and if you don't know what a VTT is, go find out.
Are you threatening us with a stick? What is that?
This is my wrist cushion.
Oh, okay. What link do you want? Do you need? Which link? Oh my gosh.
Which link is
DMing
which?
For 20 years.
That's amazing.
Say what? Why don't you let us just drop into your DMs?
Yeah. Why don't we? Yeah.
We're gonna slide into your DMs.
Yeah. So the link that you guys are looking for, it's tabletailgames.com, not tabletails.com. I don't know what Tabletails is, but maybe it's great. But tabletailgames.com.
It's not great.
It's not great.
It's not great.
That's
Tabletails.
Tabletailgames.com.
Yeah. Tabletails.
I know, we're the worst. We've done the worst job plugging these guys who work so hard. Sorry, fellas.
Is that it?
But another strange coincidence. The guy who's DMing tonight, he's also you and we have a friend in common.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
brother?
my friend in accessibility and more, Corinne.
See what I did there? See what I did? I just I set it up and you went right for it. I'm glad.
Of course I did. Our friend Corinne, who used to live in Chicago, and we were accessibility buddies.
Now she lives in our hometown.
She lives in our hometown now. She's still a part of Caption Point, a team member. She's helping out right now, in fact, on a project. But so Corinne just happened to know. Was it Corinne that introduced all of us?
Yeah.
Or was that just a random...
No, she told you guys about it, and you
Right.
told us about it.
Right.
And then it was back, it was like in June, they were every Friday night's game, they were donating the proceeds to various organizations. So Evan and our friend Anna and I played one where the cost of our game was donated to ACLU, which I thought was pretty rad of them to do. Like, on top of all of the good that they do, they're actually actively doing good right now when the world needs it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So good.
So yeah, you connected the dots once Corinne told you about it, and
Yes.
that's how that worked.
Yes, I connected the dots, and so tonight we're playing with her for the first time, because when I called her and said, "Hey, what is this?" and she's like, at one point in this year, she said, "I play 4 nights a week." It's like, wow.
Yeah.
That's what
that's
I
a
want
lot.
out of life.
It's a whole lot of
It's a
D&D.
lot, though. The whole.
Like, you
That's
guys
kinda awesome.
wouldn't if you couldn't.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. If I didn't, I would do it.
Oh yeah. No question.
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Subscribe
Our
below.
friend Amy is signing off. Thank you for joining us, Amy, as always. So accessibility. Shall I take a little detour? The world technology that we discovered?
Sure.
I'll make it quick.
Sure.
Last week
Sure.
I reported that WordPress, the CMS that it powers 30-some% of the world's websites, turns out that this new technology that they've been using, this new content editing element, Evan's already yawning.
I know. Sorry. I woke up very early this morning. It's not you. It's me.
This new-ish thing that they use called Gutenberg is not accessible. The big thing in the world of accessibility in websites, and so I did some research on some that are apparently more accessible, and kind of fell in love with them. I don't want to lie. Pretty psyched to learn more about Craft CMS and Statamic.
Please don't lie.
I won't lie. I just did not lie.
Stop lying.
Stopped lying. Okay. Anyway, talk today because it's a big deal with this project that we're working on, because they are an accessible. They need to have an accessible website, and so we have to figure out what to do. Sometimes life throws you lemons. What are you gonna do?
Add
Play
button.
D&D.
Play Dungeons and Dragons with your new glass of lemonade.
It's my new
And-
glass of lemonade.
And scene, everybody. So that's my story. I kept it really quick.
Did
You know,
great.
TikTok.
So-
Yeah.
Matt, you're frozen for us again. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
But what was weird is the last time you were frozen, you were apparently not frozen on the front end. So I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. We don't know. I'm never gonna be able to figure out the internet. It's called Xfinity Comcast, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Gotta get that sweet Google Fibe.
Yeah, if it existed, I need to move to a place that has Google Fiber. Seems like. Hi,
Yes,
Kathy.
please.
Wendy's has beef stew now, says Dave. What?
Stop with the Wendy's.
What?
Why are we
What's
so
wrong?
obsessed with Wendy's?
His name is Dave Thomas. I know, Dave. I know you've heard it your whole life. I'm
Sure,
sorry.
dude.
That's so.
Just
that's
wants
not the
to
way.
talk
That's
about
not the way we
BD.
treat our friends. That's not the way we treat our friends, Evan.
I know.
Yeah. I think he's
I'm
repentant.
sorry. I never said I was a good person.
Wow, Big Brother just regulated.
I did. Sometimes you got to. You got to regulate them.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys have to report out there in the world and or the other two of y'all's?
I didn't research this, but I need to. But 2 weeks ago, when I was creeping on the live broadcast from a telephone from the airport, I could request to join on Facebook as like your live guest. So that was a feature that Facebook had, and then they took it away. And so now I need to find out what that was about, because I thought about pressing it a bunch of times and crashing your stream, but I didn't because nobody cared. Yeah,
What would that mean? I wonder.
Well, it would mean we wouldn't need things like, well, in the past you could only have one guest at a time, so it still poses a problem for us with 3 of us being in 3 locations.
Yeah.
But it would eliminate the need, if you're not streaming to multiple channels, to go through restream. So one day when we all like live, in the same commune, in the same compound, we could just all go live from one place. It'll be great.
Y'all Dungeons and Dragonsers, we have this dream that we're all gonna live in a town like Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or something, where we all have these beautiful homes, and we all have these gaming basements with
Not murder basements, gaming
what is it?
basements.
Not well. I mean, depends.
Maybe a little murdery.
So yeah, exactly. And then
This.
and
Do you
then
know
we're
what
all
this
gonna
is?
No,
I don't.
know what that is.
That's Dave Thomas.
That is
Like
strong.
the Dave Thomas that's talking to us today.
The one who's been a DM for 20 years, and
That's
you can clearly
amazing.
see that he is 100%
He knows his
legit.
stuff. Dave,
And look
Dave
at that,
and Leslie.
look at that beautiful beard. That is a
that-
well-groomed, well-kempt beard. I won't even start.
I did
won't
not
even talk about the
recognize-
crown.
I did not recognize with the crown or the hair, because I've seen pictures of you recently, but that is a sassy looking pic right there. Now I can see it. But anyway, the point is we're gonna have beautiful handmade wormwood tables. Wormwood, right?
Wormwood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go to
Beautiful tables with like
tabletails.org.
Wormwood. Here we go. Wormwood.
Wormwood, yeah, wormwood tables, and we're gonna take turns and
By the way,
hang out.
Wormwood released a new collection this week, and Anna and I were drooling over it until they announced the prices, and then we stopped drooling immediately. The prettiest damn dice I have ever seen. $100 for the set.
Wow.
Sir, that's a no for
That's
me, dog.
Wormwood Gaming. Worm with a Y, not an O, because we're talking worms like dragons.
Wormwood.
There you go. Wormwoodgaming.com, and then go and look at their furniture. And
Yeah,
and,
boy.
Yeah.
and if you have a spouse who is like not really into your new hobby of playing D&D and doesn't really want to buy you as
Or want to hear you talk about it ever?
or no, well, I mean, like, say that you need a new table, but you only have money to buy one table, right? You don't have money to buy a dining room table and a game specific gaming table. Well, at wormwoodgaming.com, you don't have to compromise. You can have a beautiful table that's modular. You can build it out, but it's also basically a transformer. So you can make it your game table. It can be a beautiful dining room piece. Those people, they know what's up. They know how to keep families together.
Oh yeah. That's
Right.
brilliant. I mean, that's the way to do it. Same thing.
I want
same thing with
I want
automation.
one of their dice boxes super bad. Super
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
I don't usually roll with physical dice because I don't have a place to roll in.
Mhm.
Normally I'm just
But
playing
you
like
did.
in the bathroom sink or something where it's dice go everywhere. But so
I-
yeah, I got to get me one of those.
I travel with my die because I'm so obsessed with rolling it, because these 2 dudes who I love a lot, who just get me, may have made that happen in my life.
Peace.
Yeah, so that's like, I don't like using the virtual dice because it's just it bounces so well in this thing. I don't even know
I know.
But
like it's so
bouncing.
Bouncing.
Leslie says that we talked to their daughter at CMH after the G Chord harmonic. No, don't get me wrong. I know y'all. We've known Dave for a long time. That's not the question. It's just in full regalia. I mean, cosplay is it's a real thing, as we've already started to speak of. The shock and delight is just that we have all these new things in common. Mm-hmm. So, bam.
I'm sensing
wiggity,
we're gonna have to make time to play more D&D. Is all I'm hearing out of this conversation. Sorry, Lindsay and Elise.
Yeah,
I say, Dave, let's
make it happen.
I think we need for you to take us on an adventure. If you're willing, we're ready. If you're willing, we are. Who are we going to bring along on an adventure? AK, why don't you tell people? Why don't you go all the way and tell people who that is behind you?
Oh, yeah, we were going to introduce our characters today. So we're the three of us are in 2 campaigns together. So this is my very first character. I don't know which way to point. This is Lavinia Narrowborough. She is a halfling sorceress. And she is a little bit crazy and is kind of a lush. She's pretty obsessed with playing with fire, so most of her spells are fire related. She likes to burn shit to the ground. But most recently, she did take a continuing education class and learn to harness some new elements because the fire tricks were getting a little old. So my friends here on the call today do not know about her new tricks yet, but they're gonna find out this weekend.
Snap.
And then the other character I play is a tiefling, which is of demonic ancestry, rogue. Very different than Lavinia here, but also very fun to play.
Not pictured. Not pictured behind you.
Not pictured.
Yeah.
All right, Evan, do you want to?
Sure.
Introduce us.
This fella behind me. This guy's name is Billy. AKA Rashk, and he is a Billy Rashk. He's a half orc barbarian. You might be able to you might have been able to tell just by the big old axe he's carrying, and he's just a good old guy. You know, he's just a good old guy. He likes to mash up bad guys and have fun. He's got a good heart.
He does.
He will bite off your finger if you get in his face, though.
He'd like to eat all kinds of things. May also point out that the drawing behind Allison was found on the internet. The drawing behind Evan was drawn by Evan. So take that, D&D people.
Yeah.
And go to bed jealous.
And I'm working on the rest of the crew. I'm sorry, I got waylaid by
life.
By life. Yeah.
That's fine.
We've been working.
Yeah, we've been working.
Oh, after we're done here, remind me. I do have a bit of technology news I could discuss in a second.
Okay. All right. I'll be quick then. I'll just introduce my character. Name is Phalema Kendrick. No relation to Allison Kendrick, but it just happened to be an actual. So one thing I discovered coming back to Dungeons and Dragons after all these years is that basically the internet happened because we were 10. The internet didn't exist, and so now if you want to look up something like the Moonshae Isles, you're gonna get like a Google Maps level experience of a place that does not exist, like full wiki, full everything you need, including that there is a House Kendrick in the Sword Coast of this fictional world.
Right.
I can probably even give you the mileage between, point A to point B. Anyway, so Phalema is half drow and half human, was hunted by the drow side of her family for most of her life, and had to disguise as a male for a long time just to be safe.
A drow is an underground elf, like we established before.
Underground elf. They used to be evil. And now Dungeons and Wizards of the Coast says they're not necessarily evil, but
No, no, they're evil.
Yeah, they're evil. Anyway, so she's coming into terms with like her feminine side and her having friends side, and she's a bard, and she's
What's a bard?
A
What does a bard
bard
do?
is a troubadour, a very charismatic. They don't always play music, but they have the
They
gift
don't?
of performance. No, you could be
They're not
a poet.
singers of songs? Oh yeah,
You don't always have to
yeah.
be that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, like William Shakespeare was not a
Like
singer
Shakespeare, right?
per
And
se.
Billy
because
Shakespeare, whole lot of swan.
The bard.
because sometimes art imitates life, Phelan has been known to dabble in the guitar.
Yes. Salem does have
So-
a guitar.
The game that we play these characters with, we have a DM who does not know Matt and Evan as members of a band. So when he found out that one of said members of said band would be playing a bard, like the glint in his eye, and so every time Matt like picks up an instrument and starts to go for it, Jeff gets really excited, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our experience. Evan, you had something that you wanted to share that was technical.
Yeah, there was some interesting news that happened that dropped this week. I think just yesterday or the day before. Adobe, the makers of fine programs such as Photoshop, Illustrator, XD, Premiere, and other fine programs that I use on the daily. They're one of our future sponsors, actually. Which is really nice of them.
I love that. Yeah, it's so nice.
They announced a new project. I think it's still in the lab phase, so it's not yet released. But they had a very strange advertising campaign for a product called Comic Blast, and the pitch is, hey, comics creators, professionals, like they're really like talking to pros, not just people like me who kind of have an aspiration and no time. Instead, they're like, hey, pros, check this out. The comics industry has been around for over 100 years now, and other than it advancing into digital creation and stuff, it's still incredibly complicated to create a comic book, and that is true. It is crazy hard. So we've built this new program that is going to speed up all the processes in order to get stuff done, essentially. So, and they kind of demo some stuff that seems okay, like you have a page, load in your script, and it has an AI that just analyzes your script and immediately creates speech bubbles on all of these panels. So your script has got to be written correctly, and a comic script is very specific. It's not the same as a TV script or a movie script. You've got to have panel numbers, page descriptions, panel descriptions, all this stuff. And comic scripts are written totally different. There's all different styles to do it. No one writer does it the same. But this AI apparently will analyze that and then create your pages with speech bubbles. And then you can kind of easily go in and take your panel or your page and very quickly reformat it however you want to. You can import your art, and it has the same AI that's like, they did some kind of weird face mapping where they mapped a character that they had drawn, and then they took there's a selfie and they put their own face on the character, but it was kind of seamless looking as comic art. It was weird. So anyway, I've noticed a lot of comics creators go, what the hell? What is this? And there's a guy who I follow, Jimmy. Oh God, I'm gonna mess up his last name. He's the creator of Marvel Knights. Like he's a legendary comics creator. He basically he created Harley Quinn. So he's that level dude. And he was like, I kind of expected him to immediately be like, wow, F this, but he wasn't. He was he was saying, what do you guys think? And for someone like me, it's kind of interesting. Maybe it could speed up the process for someone who has a very busy day job. And full transparency, even when I wasn't as busy, I still found it hard to like sit down and because comics creating is so challenging, it's so complex. It was hard for me to get to the table and commit to doing it because it was so intimidating. So I thought maybe this is just a way that you can, as a as an amateur, practice the craft of storytelling. But for pros, I don't really see it. But that's the weird thing. It's that they're pitching it to pros, and I'm sure every pro is just rolling their eyes. Anyway, weird news from Adobe. Not yet available, but I'm looking forward to when it is.
Man, I love that though. I love the concept of that, and just, I mean, that you would even think about creating.
And
stuff.
it's cool that they're getting into, because I mean, a lot of people use Photoshop to create digital comics. I mean, when I say digital, I mean they're drawn digitally, printed, analog. Many people use a program called Clip, which I've used both. So it's interesting that Adobe's getting into it, but not just giving you something else that's the same. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they already have Photoshop, right? So it's something new that's comic specific and has a lot of tools that might be interesting. I don't know. We'll see.
Angelique asks whether it works with any script writing software that does comic format, like Celtic. I've never known how to say it. Is it Celtics or Celtics? We've used that before, but yeah,
it's CLX.
Yeah.
I think if you just, it's too early. They've only really put out one Twitter promo video. They would just like some screen grabs or screen videos. Cool. So we don't know too much about it yet. I don't know if they're going to have what importing features or APIs with other programs. At the very least, you can just shoot off a PDF of your Celtics, and then thank you Celtics. And the emphasis is on kill. Yeah, I'm sure you can just export a PDF and load that in. So at the very least, I'm guessing that's how it's going to work, but don't know. What are you working on in Celtics, Angelique?
What are you working? Yes, please share those things. Yeah, cool. Go Adobe.
Go Adobe.
Nice,
Go Adobe.
Then if you've got the CC, you just kind of get it for free, just like XD.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess.
Well, on that note, guess what?
Yeah.
We got somewhere to be.
We got someplace to be. We've got like an hour to eat food, and then we've got some gaming. All night games.
All night.
Yeah. This has been really delightful. It's been so fun to see these names in the chat in the community chat room.
Angelique teaches screenwriting and media writing. It's so cool.
I know. I love this.
Would you teach us how to write comics? We've always wanted.
Yeah.
There's a comic that Matt and I have always wanted to write, but we don't know how.
Yes. So maybe Angelique could teach us how to write comics. Nathan Barris, definitely. Nate, I've got to talk to you about a project that might happen, talking about live streaming. Let's see. Dave needs to teach us how to teach me how to be a better dungeon master. So we need to get that going. But hello to Kathy and Leslie and Amy who left and everybody who came today.
Yeah, thanks you guys.
I'd like to end this with saying it's one of our favorite things to do all week. So thanks for joining us. This was not a very tech heavy one, as far as like actual tech. So if you ever have any questions,
useful.
we actually nothing's particularly useful, but super fun for us. And I will see the two of you in just about an hour on the other side of a world.
That's right. TPK.
TPK. So next week we'll see you basically on Halloween Eve, and we'll
have
talk
fun
more.
storming the castle. There's a quick request. Can you guys say hey to Daphne? She's turning 7 on Monday, so I think Bip Bros need
Daphne,
7 on
happy
Monday.
birthday.
She's gonna have a big old fun day. Oh my God, she's gonna have fun on Monday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Yeah, so you focus on that birthday, and We'll focus on you guys. We'll see you in 1 week. Yes.
Yeah.
Malik.
I love you guys. Welcome back, AK. See you soon.
Thank you guys. See you soon.